All right, back to the Detroit Tigers. Look, yesterday, another game, another win, another series win. And the Tigers used their formula, which is essentially counting on great pitching. Now, it's not as if they didn't hit the ball. They hit the ball enough yesterday. They won 4-1, but they improved to 18-13, looking like a decent to good team. And here's the crazy thing about it, and I didn't believe this. We had to double and triple check it. This is the most wins a Tiger team has had going into May since 1984. That's right. That team that started the season 35-5 was the last team. They had 18 wins going into May. Detroit got their 18th win yesterday. They had 17 wins going into May, the most since 1984. That's hard to believe. Now, you think about it, it's a little bit of a scheduling circumstance as well, in that there's some teams that were like had better winning percentages and all that, but they didn't play as many games. And this team has played, like that team in 84 was 18-2 going into May. This team was 17-3 going into May. But I'll take it. We are making our way through what has been a baseball desert, and somebody's offered us a saltine. I'm taking it. You know, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty too, but
it's a delicious cracker.
I'll take a cracker. And this is our cracker as we move into May. Our baseball team is 5 games over, 18 wins. And the formula has worked for the better part of a month. Now it's going to get tested. This team's going to get tested. It's not lost on them, I'm sure, that they are playing the 2 teams that have 20 wins in the American League in their next 2 series, at New York and at Cleveland. But it's certainly been a more fun start. And unfortunately, now the games are black. They're basically happening behind a black screen. With the look, if you've got DirecTV, good for you. And if you have the app, good for you. The problem with the app is the app costs more money and it's not as good as just having it on Xfinity. That's a whole nother story.
But then again, Xfinity is giving you a credit.
Xfinity is giving you a credit, so you can take that credit and put it towards the app, and the app isn't really, what's the credit, like $10? So the $10 a month, the app costs $20 a month. You're paying less than $1 per game if you're going to watch them all. It's probably a solid financial investment, I guess, if you're a big Tiger fan. Not that people want to do this. I mean, yesterday I didn't watch a game. I listened to a big portion of it. Then I had other things going on. But Gator, I haven't made up my mind what we're doing next in the Karsch household. I suspect I'll probably pay for the app, but this may be a whole-scale cancel Xfinity. I don't want to give Xfinity or Bally's my money now. It's like the guy that said his next plan, it involves just one finger. And I think that's the way a lot of us feel, but you can't, that you're punishing yourself saying, oh, I'm going to cancel. One guy called and said, I'm canceling Xfinity. So you're canceling all your TV. Like you're canceling everything you have access to, ESPN and Fox and everything. But hey.
Well, it's a situation where I'm wondering, is there a sympathetic figure at all in this? Like, is Bally's at all sympathetic because they're going through their parent company is going through the bankruptcy?
I mean, to a degree, there's so many regional networks that are failing. It tells me that the model that once worked isn't working
right
in 2024.
And yet,
but they made the business decision. They were the ones that we relied on to give us the games. So should I be mad at them? I feel like I should.
It's like when ESPN went out and handed out giant contracts to Pat McAfee and paid for the NBA or whatever, and had all these, ends up being like $1 billion deals, right? Something had to happen. Yep. And the other shoe that drops is then they had a ton of layoffs, right?
Now we get no more Todd McShay.
Right, exactly. That's the other side of it. So, you know, if on the Xfinity side, they've already been facing some trouble because people cutting the cord regardless. And I have no idea what the profit margin is, you know, if it's good business, what Xfinity's doing, or if Xfinity's on hard times. I don't know. You know, so somewhere down the line, neither business model seems to be working. And that's not a good sign of things to come. No. You know, and we look at the NFL and say the NFL is a license to print money. They've got the business model down. They know what they're doing. The NBA, It's a license to print money. They're going to have a new contract soon, and it's going to be unbelievable for the NBA. But it's a business model that works. The NHL, when they had to restructure years ago, they figured it out.
Yep.
And came up with a business model that's going to be sustainable because it was tied directly to profits and all that. Baseball is the one sport that's just different. They don't have the salary cap. You have haves and have-nots in this league, unlike any other of the major sports here in this country.
248-539-9797. Tiger fans, you want to talk about what's going on?